I'm 5'1 3/4", so I need to use that prop dance. Our next speaker is a community leader. We're so thrilled to have him. Martino Nguyen is Director of External Affairs for the Vietnamese community of Minnesota. I see some Vietnamese signs up there. Woo! The Vietnamese community of Minnesota, VCM, was originally established in 1981, representing the first wave of a few thousand refugees resettled in the state of Minnesota after the fall of Saigon. VCM's program initiatives include cultural arts, networking and outreach, educational, and social justice advocacy. Today, Mr. Nguyen is representing the Vietnamese community of Minnesota to advocate for unity and a collective voice, something that takes strength and courage. It's so much easier to fight against each other. It takes far more strength to create unity and give voice to it. So with that, please welcome Mr. Nguyen.
Esteemed members of the Minnesota State Legislature, Governor Walsh, promote community leaders, religious leaders, and friends of all communities. I stand here today on behalf of the Vietnamese community of Minnesota to celebrate API Day and to advocate for unity among all communities across our great state. In the tapestry of Minnesota, we are woven together by countless threads of diverse cultures, traditions, and histories. Each community brings its unique color, texture, and vibrancy to the fabric of our society. Today, we come together to commemorate API Day. We not only celebrate a rich heritage of the Asian Pacific Islander communities, but also reaffirm our commitment to fostering unity and solidarity among all communities. Unity is not merely a lofty ideas. Unity is a powerful force that propels forward, enabling us to overcome challenges and achieve collective progress. In time of adversity, it is our unity that fortifies us, providing strength and resilience to weather the storm that might come our way. We stand together, shoulder to shoulder. We become a formidable force of positive change, capable of shaping a brighter future for all of us. Yet, unity is not simply an absence of division. I just want to repeat that again. Yet, unity is not simply an absence of division. It is a conscious choice that commits to embrace diversity, fostering inclusivity, and amplifying the voice of every community, no matter how small or marginalized that community is. It is become recognizing that our destiny is to win it, and our collective well-being depending on our well-being of each and every one of us. Together, let's raise our voice in solidarity, not only to celebrate our differences, but also affirm our common humanity. Let us work hand in hand across communities and culture to address the pressing issues facing us and our common goal. As we commemorate API Day, let's remember that our strength lies in our diversity and our power lies on our unity. Let us stand together as one Minnesota and let our collective voice ring out loud and clear, echoing the value of justice, equality, and solidarity that define us as people. Thank you very much.
Isn't it so wonderful? We have so many leaders from the many different Asian communities, and we have them coming up in the pipeline. This is what will keep us strong and continue to make us strong. So Mr. Nguyen represented the Vietnamese community, and I wanted to once again go off script, which will probably cause our council staff a little angst. But there's something really important I want to acknowledge. I joined the council 4 years ago when Governor Walz appointed me. And while I've been on the council, I've had a number of mentors, including our former chair, Dave Wang. Former chair Dave Wang is of Vietnamese ancestry. He has been chair, he has led us with wonderful strength and kindness and unity. He has mentored many of us on the council. He continues to show up. And I'm so grateful for your support and teaching me when you didn't have to give your time. This is a voluntary position. And because by statute there's an 8-year limit, this is Dave Wang's final term. So with that, former chair Dave Wang, can you please stand up and please give him a round of applause. Next up is someone that you might know. It is my honor to welcome back to the stage for our API Day at the Capitol 2024 rally, Governor Tim Walz of Minnesota. Governor Tim Walz is the 41st governor of Minnesota. He has served in this office since 2019 after previously serving 6 terms in Congress, representing Minnesota 1st Congressional District starting in 2007. He is currently serving his 2nd term as governor. He has appointed the 11 community members to our board. I want you to acknowledge that, to know that, and recognize that. I'm here because of him. Dave Wang, former chair, is because of him. Kendem Diebeck, Dr. Kendem Diebeck is here because of him. Pia Prentice-Spina, representing the Filipino community, is here because of him. We are a nonpartisan state agency that advocate because the governor appoints us to the board. So with that, thank you, Governor. Have a stage.
Thank you so much. Well, thank you for the kind words and good morning to all of you. I know that the theme is We the People. It's good to have We the People in your house today. This is where you should be. I'll add to that, these appointments to the board are good ones because we listen to the community. We listen to the community to tell them these are the leaders that we need. And I'd like to give a special thank you to someone who is no stranger to this building, who has been doing this work for quite some time. Executive Director Sia, thank you for your work. It's good to have you all here. It matters. It matters there's voices here. I understand this is a very diverse group of people. This is a very critical piece of what makes Minnesota, Minnesota. The pieces of this community that stretch through every corner of our state, in every walk of life, from medicine to business to education to cultural, have made Minnesota the state that we all come to love. Minnesota has a long tradition of being welcoming, understanding that outside of our 11 indigenous tribes, each of us came here from somewhere else to call this home. And whether you are first generation Minnesotan or many generation Minnesotans, this is home, and our desire to work together to improve our opportunities is absolutely the most important work we can do. So I am incredibly grateful. We've had successes together. Now in Minnesota, and I am going to say personally on this, I am a cultural studies teacher. Now in Minnesota, we have ethnic studies so we can learn about the beautiful diversity of all of the cultures that are in Minnesota, to make sure that all of our students understand our history. And part of that history has been intertwined. And I'd like to make a note, Colonel, it's good to have you here today, and we're joined by so many others who have served in the military. Later this year, we are going to be commemorating the 50th anniversary of the conclusion of the Vietnam War. I want to be very clear that we in Minnesota understand very clearly. Our Special Guerrilla Unit veterans who are here were our allies in that war. They stood side by side with us, and they contributed greatly to the successes we were able to achieve. So I think when we pause in Minnesota, and when we commemorate that time for all of those veterans who served this nation, be very clear. Our Special Guerrilla Unit veterans are going to stand side by side in those celebrations. They are going to be honored in the respect that they should, and I'm grateful for each of you who are here. So thank you for that. As you're here today to make attention to the community, as you're here today to advocate for policies, what you're going to see is bipartisan support. Bipartisan support to make sure your children get the best education. Bipartisan support to make sure we're starting businesses off on the right foot. Bipartisan support to respect your right to worship as you see fit. All of those things that make this a great state and this a great country are because of the participation of days like this. So I just want to say first and foremost, thank you. I want to say thank you for choosing to make Minnesota your home, and a clear understanding that Minnesota has been better every single day that the API community has been here. It has improved every single day because of that, and those contributions are not overlooked. So welcome today, welcome we the people to your house, and I wish you the best today as you advocate for those policies that continue to improve Minnesota. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, everybody.
It's so wonderful to have the governor with us, and please don't take that lightly. It's because your voice matters. He should be here, and he showed up. That should be true of all the political parties. That's what unity looks like. Our next speaker is a community leader. We want to alternate between elected officials and community leaders because we, the people, is the theme. We are important. The leaders get their power from we, from us. Our next speaker is Dr. Kim Park Nelson. She is a professor. She is a Korean adoptee whose scholarship and advocacy has focused on the experience of American transnational and transracial adoptees. Last year, Professor Park Nelson was awarded the 2023 Bush Fellowship in recognition of her equity and justice work within organized labor. I'm a fan of this because I am a union member, and my father, who works for the federal government, is a union member. And many people in the Asian community are unionized as well. Professor Nelson teaches ethnic studies and Asian American studies at Winona State University. Please join me in welcoming Professor Park Nelson to the stage.